Mamba out.
Hey. Had to throw in the little tribute we used for Kobe.
I loved it.
Over the summer.
Loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to the number 24. Welcome, everyone.
Yes.
Hope you guys can tap into us. My Lakers are playing right now against Philly 76ers. We're 10-0 on the road. Hopefully, you can stay 11-0.
Yeah, I was noticing that you guys are undefeated on the road. That's good.
Yeah, we do really well on the road. It's our home games. We've lost 4 on the home games, so that's
and
where
LeBron
it
had
is.
that big game against Cleveland. I think that
honey,
having the bench, root against him or clap against him for missing the third quarter was
I don't know,
fired
but
up.
he was the homecoming king. That guy scored 21 points in the second half, a total of 46 points, the most he's ever scored out like that in Cleveland. I mean, he was just balling out. Like, he just got energized because Cleveland is not a slouch team. You got to watch out for them. They're like an 8-8 team, and they're Andre Drummond is a problem. Like, we should have gone after Andre Drummond. That would have been the one we should have got as one of our bigs, And now that Brooklyn's trying to look at him, I'm like, okay. You guys try to stack up against our Lakers and it's probably still not going to work. But that's all right. It's cool.
It is what it is, right?
Yes. Welcome everybody on this.
Shout out to Tasha.
Wednesday.
Thanks for checking in. We need to get her on because we need to talk about where Deshaun gonna go.
Yeah, if she has any insight, just join the chat and let us know what her theory is.
Yeah.
I would love to know. Yeah. So
yeah.
Real quick, I want to make a shout out to Hey Hood Hobbies. What's up? I want to make a shout out to the Southern University Alumni Las Vegas chapter here because we will be hosting a fundraiser. It's going to be on the 20th of February. I hope you guys can really tap into this. We're doing a Zoom paint party, and it's only $25. So if you guys want information, you can hit me up in my DM. Follow or like our page of the Southern University Alumni Group page on Facebook. We also have a page on Instagram. Shout out to Ebony Hodge because she is our chairperson of this a group, and she's been putting everything together. I've been really bad at tapping into meetings because it's usually on work days, so it's kind of hard for me. But everything that they're doing is really great to celebrate Black colleges and universities. So we're doing a paint fundraiser. It's like a virtual paint party. You can it's only $25. There's a number you can text to get to pay. And then there's a location you can go and pick up the stencil. And the stencil is going to be one of our Human Jukebox marching band members. I believe it's a drum major picture that we just be painting and partying with. But that's later in February. So I'll bring it up again. But I just want to give everybody a heads up that we are doing a big fundraiser. So
I liked it because they said that you can actually change the colors depending on maybe what HBC you went to or whatever your school was. So that's
absolutely
cool. I like that.
So it's cool. Yeah, but you better keep it that blue and yellow for Southern. Just represent. That's all we want. And this is for anybody, and it's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. But I've tweeted it. I've posted it. I'm going to keep posting just to make sure. Now, there's a place you have to go and pick up the art supplies, but I think we can also mail out the stencil too. So if you want the art supplies, that you can get that locally at the Shoe Chick Art Studio that's on 7th Street downtown on Friday and Saturday, the day of and the day before. And there's hours that you can go pick that up too. So
nice.
Yes.
We've got a lot of people chiming in already. So thanks for joining in, everybody.
Yes.
Tasha has said that she's going to be leaving the Houston Texans when he's gone. So we're interested to know where your new allegiance will go. Are you going to be following Deshaun? But she followed LeBron. So is she going to follow Deshaun, or is it just you're done with the Texans, period? That's my question.
Oh my God. She is one of those. Like, I don't have a team alliance.
Sports Lisa checking in.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Kayla. We're going to talk about WNBA free agency. So stay tuned.
And Quan just wanted to
see his comment on the screen. So shout out to Quan.
My comments. Yeah.
Eye rolls. Cool. All the eye rolls.
Shout out to Cassandra and Jeremy too. They just had Clarissa Shields on their show, which is beast because she's fighting on the 5th of March coming up in an all women's card pay-per-view fight. And for her to have Clarissa Shields on there, that is huge. And I tapped into some of that interview. So big ups to that because Cassandra had asked about a women's boxing network. Clarissa was all about that too. She's a beast, and I knew she was coming on, and I hate that I missed some of it, but you can always go back and catch the replay.
I'll check it out.
Everybody in the audience, check out Levels.
Me and Stephanie had went and saw her have an opening fight. We went with Zappos maybe like 3 years ago down at T-Mobile where Clarissa was fighting. That was great. That was a great fight. She's She's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Just big ups to her. Big ups to them for getting her on. Hey, Jorge.
What's up, Jorge? Checking in.
Jorlito. My Jorlito.
Yeah. Tasha, I know.
Yeah, like no team. Like I don't understand.
Well, thanks so much for checking in. We appreciate you. Tune in. It's just Mo and Mel today, so we're gonna hang out for a little bit. We've actually have another show that we're gonna be on with somebody else later, so we're gonna keep the show a little short today. So stay tuned. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be talking about some of the NFL stuff. Super Bowl 55 is officially set. And I don't know about you. If anybody else wants to see Tom Brady not get any more rings, raise your hand.
Let him get a ring. No, you're messing up my money right now. Let him get a ring this time and then maybe afterwards. I mean, and for a Raider fan, it's such a conundrum because you've got a Kansas City Chiefs team in your division that you don't want to win. Then you got a Tampa Bay team that you lost to in the Super Bowl over 10 years ago. Like you're just kind of in this limbo. Like we really don't care about this game. We're just there to watch the action and see how it goes down. But at the same time, I want my money. I got a ticket for Tom Brady to win this Super Bowl. Pays $400. Let's go. And that's all I want.
I know. But for me, it's like,
I mean, I don't care. At this point, I really don't. Like, it's like, hopefully it's a good game. It's not anything that's boring like the last 2 divisional games we watched. I fell asleep on Sunday's games. I was like, this is boring. When the points aren't close, I'm not interested. It's got to be like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And for this guy to throw 3 interceptions and win a game against Green Bay, it just didn't make any sense. And you have an open field of green area. What is Matt LaFleur thinking? Like, you're cute and everything. I don't understand why this is such an issue for you. You could have either ran the ball in, gone for a field goal, something. Like, I don't understand what that was all about. So Green Bay fans are punching the air. Heather says she's here. Okay, Mahomes repeat. No, Bill, why are you trying to mess up my money? Stop it. I believe in the black quarterback. I see where you're going with that, but you're messing up my money. Please don't.
Cassandra's not trying to. She said she's not trying to mess it up.
Don't mention my money. Let's not mention you messing my money up because now I feel like I'm being jinxed.
Wait, did your Lakers just lose? Is Quan giving us Laker news right now?
No, the game is still going, but pretty much. I mean, Quan, 4 minutes left, 10 points. You know LeBron can bring that. Stop it.
Oh, they down right now.
They down by 10 points with 4 minutes left, bro. Okay. That's nothing, sis. That's nothing. Come on.
Okay.
That's light work. We not like the Bulls where we, have issues and Wendell Carter Jr.'s out, which really didn't matter anyway.
But we've got 7 wins. We had a 3-game win streak last week. Like, I can't be mad at that. One of them.
But here's the thing with the East Coast. You're 7-7 or 7-9. What ranks you like in the top 10? Where our 7-9 ranks them at the bottom, under 10. Like, come on.
It's like the NFC West squad. And the NFC East. You can't.
Right. And then you guys substitute with a doggone center who only averages like 2.5 points a game with 5 rebounds at that to replace Wendell Carter Jr. And Kobe White dropped the ball for you guys. How do you play 22 minutes and only score 4 points? Or 5 points. You
can't have a bad day. I mean, LeBron's had bad days.
You compare Kobe Bryant to LeBron?
No, I'm just saying that he had a bad day.
Don't do that.
4 minutes?
He's a starter.
4 points? Yeah, but he had a bad day.
Minutes?
Like starters
he was getting beat up on.
So he's not supposed to have a bad day. He can't have a bad day.
I mean, if he's starting 5, he shouldn't have a bad day.
I mean, you and I got bad days. I mean, it happens. It's natural. You can't always ball out every day.
Okay, does Otto Porter Jr. for your team need to start then? Because he balls out consistently.
Well, maybe here's the deal. It goes back to the coaching and the GMs, the Bulls organization in general. It's just
okay.
Like I said, I still have 2 weeks left of football. I'm not fully committed to the NBA yet.
Maybe that's why they're losing. Maybe once you get on deck and actually be a Bulls fan, they'll probably win some games.
I know.
But it's crazy. I mean, all of this with sports is just crazy right now. So
I know.
You got time.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Coming soon.
I'd just be happy if we can at least maybe make like a baby playoff move. Get 8. Get the 8 seed. Let's just make some motion. Let's just get in.
Y'all need bigs.
We need a lot.
And us and shooters too. Well, Zach LaVine keeps it going, but Kobe, I was shocked. I was like, what the heck? But we had games like that too as Lakers. KCP did the same thing. And then he turned it on the next game. So, but you guys got Portland on Saturday. Good luck.
I mean,
I think you can do it.
I think we can do it.
Dame Dollar and company. Let's go.
I'm not even going to talk about whatever Mr. Logan and Quan got going on in this chat, but that's
they battling it out. What are they saying?
I don't know. You know, they're just going back and forth. I don't know about Rodgers, LaFleur, something.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
It's debatable with that. It's too bad. I know my Green Bay fans were punching the air. A lot of them weren't answering their phones.
Shout out to Sarah. She was over here watching the game. My longtime Packer fan. It was tough. Yeah,
I bet it was.
I feel for her. Like, I know my Seahawks, you know, it's funny because, you know, my Seahawks lost to the Rams. The girlfriend's a Ram fan. The Rams lost to the Packers. Sarah's a Pack. You know, and it's just like this whole string of me and some friends that are all on this list of who beat who. And it just goes a hierarchy. And then, of course, Natalie's Bucks. Congratulations to Natalie. We celebrated her birthday this past weekend.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
Her BF, Tom, headed back.
So she's following just Tom. So she's no longer Patriots. She's Bucks now.
She's still a Patriots fan, but she's Tom's significant other. We won't even go there.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
They've had a 20-year relationship.
Yeah, gotcha.
Virtually in her head. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to some sports. So
the Kobe Bryant and Gianna anniversary was yesterday. Yeah. A very tough day for a lot of us in Lakerland. I have to give it up to all the commemorative memories that were shared through social media, outfits being worn, stories being told, that kind of thing. What I did like and find very unique was that the LA Times had put out an article about issuing fans a chance to write into the LA Times to do a poem tribute to Kobe, because Kobe had written a poem before his retirement entitled Dear Basketball. So several fans from all over got to submit their poems to the LA Times for them to publish for that day. And I thought that was pretty amazing to see the heartfelt warmth of writing and their creativity of how Kobe and Gigi and the other 7 brave souls, what it meant to them, like just the academy and everything. And shout out to Vanessa too, because she posted a letter from Gigi's best friend, Aubrey, who wrote a very nice heartfelt letter about their relationship and friendship. Saw that. And it was just one of those things like, oh, you just wanted to cry.
I did cry. I read it and was like, I had a tear. I was like, I just, you know.
It's hard. It's a tough thing. And you can't believe it's been a year, and you just have to.
It's like been the longest, shortest year. It's like it felt really long, but then now that we're here already after a year, it seemed like it's gone by fairly shortly. I don't know if it's just.
It's because of COVID. It's like as soon as it happened, we got stuck with the COVID thing. We just had all these things that rolled with it, and it made it longer than what it was. And then when reality hits you, I don't think we really had the opportunity to fully mourn, even celebrate on the Kobe Bryant Day in August. We're still in COVID, so it's just all of that. So I think this kind of gave us an opportunity to really, really cherish the day and celebrate his life and the legacy that he has.
And it doesn't seem weird. Like we're literally at the last Wednesday of January. Like usually January feels like it's 4 months long. And I feel like January flew by in the midst of a couple days. Like,
it did. Quan, we're 4 points down with 1:45. Like seriously, like, come on. We got a chance.
Well, he's still dealing with his 20-year virtual relationship with Jessica Alba. So yeah, you and Natalie have a lot in common.
Yeah, you should go and see her Busset challenge, Quan. She did a Busset too.
One? Oh,
she has one too.
Can we be done with the Busset challenge already?
Can we be done with all the challenges? Can we
no more challenges?
Can we be done with some of the verses too? They did a versus Pro Bowl tonight with Buda Baker and Jamal
Adams. That was
and it was hosted by Deion Sanders.
My Huskies. I was like,
it was boring. I didn't want to watch it.
It was boring, but they also screwed up all the
highlights. Yeah, they messed up Buda Baker's highlights. Like, why would you mess up his highlights like that? That's crazy.
I know.
It's versus. It's a versus tradition. They should never have done that. That's why they only had 4,000 people in the room watching. Yeah, we were cool.
I know.
Lakers were playing anyway. Lakers were playing anyway. No one's trying to watch it. We were watching Lakers. We are.
Hey, it's okay. I watched it.
You watched? You tapped in for the whole thing?
I tapped in. Maybe not the whole thing, but I saw a majority of it. Yeah.
I saw the so they're doing one tomorrow too, right?
The Prez was smoking his Cubano or cigar or something. Both him and Buddha had like their shirts half buttoned, doing this little machismo thing. It was pretty cool. Okay. I can't lie. Yeah. Oh no, is there a
So they're doing it tomorrow, right?
Something with a J-Lo challenge. I don't even want to know what that is.
No, I didn't, but she looked great in her Chanel, though. I will give her props on that. That was woo, best in show. Best in show.
What about Conor McGregor?
Yeah, he got knocked out in the second round. Did we see that coming? Maybe not, but it was funny.
It was good. I think he needed that little slice of humble pie.
I mean, did he have to lower his weight class to fight this guy? He looked a lot skinnier and smaller.
He looked a lot. He looked like he definitely
he lost like a ton of weight. Like he looked really, really small.
That's a
maybe that just wasn't for him.
It just wasn't for him. And then you had one of the Paul brothers talking all the smack to him online.
Yeah, but that fight's not happening. I don't.
No, he's got somebody else. I don't know. I can't tell them two apart. I don't know the difference between
Logan Paul and Logan.
Paul. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
So shout out to Francis Ngannou because he has a rematch with Stipe coming up in March 27th. So I look forward to that heavyweight contention fight of the UFC. I'm glad that he's got a card fight coming up. Shout out to my boy Markel for making that happen.
When's that one happening?
March 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that'll be good.
That will be good. I'm looking forward to it too. Yes.
So we need to hit. I know, and congrats to our guy, a guest last week, Guru and his Bucks.
He's so elated. He's sending me audio. He's sending me video. He's sending me. I get it. Be happy, but you don't have to send it to me as a Raider fan. But I get it. I get how ecstatic you are. He's like, it's just so surreal, and we had a great time talking to him about it, and. It is a good feeling. I know it is. I hope to have that feeling one of these days. I hope I get it in my lifetime. Is all I can say.
Yeah.
But we will see. Yeah. We shall see. So I posted about Jason Whitten. I knew Jason had played for the Cowboys first. I get it. I just don't like the Cowboys.
People were coming after you, huh?
They were just. I don't think they knew my seriousness of Cowboys. Like I knew he was Cowboys. I already knew that, and I just was like. And not for nothing, Jason Whitten is a dope tight end, especially for that franchise, for the Cowboys. He's broken a lot of records. He was Walter Payton Man of the Year. I mean, he's one of the most scoring tight ends for the franchise. He's done a lot for the league. He got us 2 TDs this season with the Raiders, had like 59 receiving yards, like for the 7 games that he played, not bad. But you want to end on a high. You want to end where you started. And that's fine. I can't be mad at that. You sign for a day and then you end as a Cowboy. Makes sense to me.
It makes sense. That's what happens. But can we get like a limit on the number of times a person can retire and come back? Like, I feel like if I wanted to leave my job, there's no way I can just slip back in real quick after thinking, you know what? Nah, I think I still want to work a little bit. Let me come back.
Well, it's a thing when they get into retirement. A lot of people, retirement is a hard move. Yeah. They don't know what to do next. They don't want to go into. They just. But as a
Cowboy, he should be used to not playing for a while. So you'd think he'd be used to like dealing with the off season, dealing with no playoffs, and moving forward. But
I mean, it just has a lot of records with him. Most receptions in a single game. He's had a lot of. He's an icon for them, I guess, if you will. So. End where you want to end. But I
know he should. I think anybody that leaves the team they spent so long with and comes back and like retires the next year, they should be able to do that, which is good.
Yeah,
and I think
exactly. And you guys
now he'll be able to
Greg Olsen too. Your tight end retired too. He announced his retirement. Yeah. So it happens.
I don't think his was announced, but hopefully Carolina picks him up for that same day contract and lets him retire there too. So
and we still don't know about. Quan, by the way, we're 1 point down, 104, 105 with 19 seconds left. Let's go.
Quan's already tuned out. He's not even here.
I have to just say that. Let's go.
Cassandra tuned in. She said that Conor was at 155, but he's at 175 for welter.
And he's a welter, 175. Okay.
He moonlights.
He lost 20 pounds.
How do I get on that plan?
Oh, jeez. You noticed it. It was very
you did. He looks spelt.
And he had a bobblehead. So it was like his body was thinner than his head. His head was bigger.
But that's how most of those like the bodybuilders look in their competitions, because they've basically took all of the hydration out of their bodies and they're just muscle, and you see this huge head on like this tight little body. It's always funny to me.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. That is so crazy.
It's too much. It's too much.
It is too much.
So Guru, he gets to have his the Tampa Bay gets to play the first team to have their Super Bowl at home. They're in, which is amazing. So congrats to them. They actually get 22,000 fans in the stadium, which
I think it seats 60. So that's
a good chunk of people that haven't been at a game for a while. So
they open down there anyway. So
they're partying up anyway. The whole team.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. It would be fun to go down there, but at the same time, it's Florida, and
I'm not going down there like that. No. I can watch on my couch, and I definitely ain't going for no Tampa Bay. Maybe a Heat game if the Heat and Lakers are playing, but not for Tampa as a Raider. I'd wear all my.
I would go and probably go to like the beaches down like in or something on that side. I don't know. Yeah. So while we're in the NFL real quick, my Seahawks hired
let's talk about it.
Coordinator Shane Waldron. If you don't know who that is, most of us didn't, because he was the passing game coordinator for the Rams. Right. Not an offensive coordinator, not the defensive coordinator, not a previous head coach. We'd interviewed all those before. And unfortunately, Pete and I guess Russ was into the discussion. Hopefully, that's what he wanted to be. They decided on Shane Waldron. So,
okay.
The guy hasn't called an NFL play in his whole 7 years in the NFL as an assistant. And you lost
107 to 106. Darn, son.
To the Philly.
Well, they're 12-4, so they're like I believe they're number 1 on the East, if I'm not mistaken. So I knew this was going to be a battle. Tobias Harris, freaking, and then you had our past players of Dwight Howard and Danny Green out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, it is what it is. We go 10-1.
People can have a bad game. People can lose. It happens.
I know you're not counting out, please, girl. You tried it.
Oh, so yeah, I'm a little skeptical on this new Seahawks offensive coordinator. I'm hoping that he just basically works with Russell, because Russell wanted someone that was on, his game plan. Hopefully Pete's logic allows this guy to kind of do what he needs to do.
Is it the end for Pete Carroll after this upcoming season? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think he's got a contract for until 2023 or 4 or something.
Oh, really? That long? That's right. They did re-sign a contract for him.
So he'll probably be there. But, I'm guessing if things go horribly wrong, that they can, not have him or fire him. Who knows?
They pay Russell all this money.
Shout out to Steph, who just chimed in. She's like, why are you hating on her Cowboys and win?
First of all, hate is the word that we don't use anymore in 2021. Let's be clear. Secondly, I just dislike, I'll just be honest, I do not like the Cowboys. It's not about hating them. I don't like them. Hate is such a strong word. I would never wish hate on the Cowboys so much as just my disdain and dislike for them. They're just, and they're in a terrible conference that can go under 500 and go to a playoff. It's stupid. And I don't see you guys doing anything. Sorry. And I don't know why you would stay with this team knowing what
it's called allegiance. I mean, sometimes you just stick with your team through the good and bad. So shout out to Stephanie, even though we can't agree with your team choice, at least I give her applause for sticking with
she said dislike much then. Yes, dislike much. Yes, make that the new hashtag. I dislike them very much. Dislike a lot. How about a lot? That's one of those teams that, Stephanie, you can follow the player that if they go somewhere, but not follow the team. Maybe do that. Maybe see what that does for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, you guys have a good one in Jason Whitten. I'm not going to knock him, but I don't like your team. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You can hashtag that in the comments. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. You can hashtag that in the thing. But I appreciate you trying to post that ugly stuff with the stars. And my brother chimed in on the chat with the hearts and stuff. I don't see how y'all do it. I can understand if it was still the Emmitt Smith years and maybe back in the 80s. But now, Why? I'd shop for another team.
Because she's a long-term fan. You can't just switch it up sometimes. I mean, I know Natasha, her Texans are going through it, so I can understand her switching up maybe if she wants to. But if you're a diehard Cowboy fan, you're gonna be it. I mean, I don't plan on leaving Seattle. I don't plan on being another fan.
You can't. She can.
She can, because she's a Cowboy fan. That's how I feel about all Niner fans too. All Niner fans should be doing the same thing. But anyway, we got a new viewer out on YouTube. Shout out to Matt. Hey Matt, welcome to the show.
Matt. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for timing in.
This is a good question, Heather.
I understand that.
Heather asked, I don't understand how someone not even from Texas jumps on the Dallas bandwagon. I put yourself through that. And that's
thank you.
A lot of people. But I mean, people from Vegas, people from, I know Stephanie's from Montana. They didn't have football teams before. So
there's a backstory to all their loyalty of why they're fans. There's a backstory to it. It's an interesting backstory. Ouch. How do I stay a Raiders fan? Easily, because they're in Vegas now. And we have 3 Lombardi trophies, and we are committed to excellence. And hey, we're the Raiders. That's not changing. Raiders gets more love than Cowboys, I feel like at times. We're not as obnoxious of fans as Cowboy fans are. We're actually pretty chill and down to earth, and we got great celebrities that love the Raiders and make songs for us. So that's why I can stay a Raiders fan. Plus, we're black and silver. We actually have those colors in our team. And so I just think I can be a Raiders fan eternally, because we have Bo Jackson, who was one of the most phenomenal athletes who played baseball and football. I could go on with why I love the Raiders. I could love them more. I could show more love of the Raiders than I could the Cowboys any day. Like I'm
enjoying it because Matt, I recognize the name and I recognize.
That's what I thought, Matt Nagy. I said that name
but
sounds familiar.
But it's funny. So if you want, we could send you a link. You're welcome to join the show with us right now.
Absolutely, Matt, and talk about these Bears, because I would love to know. Is that really Matt Nagy?
That's what I'm saying. Let's
is that pull, really Matt Nagy?
Can we pull a left roll card? Because Matt, if it's you, we'd love to have you join. If it's not you, we'd love to see who's hiding behind the catfish right now.
And Raiders fans, thank you for Khalil Mack. Yeah, you're welcome. And actually, Stephanie needs to be thanking us too for Amari Cooper too, because they was all Amari. So you need to probably be kissing my toes right now because I'm a Raiders fan, because we gave you Amari Cooper. We gifted you that and you still didn't do nothing with it. So I don't know. Yeah. Moving right along.
I think I'm going to make a YouTube profile and put Pete Carroll on there and see what happens.
Yeah, you should. I was like, Matt Nagy. I was like, that name sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar.
I love it.
Hey, if it's really you, please join the show. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it
happen.
Love
to talk.
Right.
We'd love to talk about your Bears.
Absolutely. Why not?
On some not so amazing news, and it really pissed me off today. And I know about it the day before. So the Seahawks former backup offensive tackle Chad Wheeler got himself into some domestic violence issues over the weekend, beating up, choking his girlfriend, basically wanting her to bow down to him. Yeah. And then after she woke up from being unconscious, she was able to escape, go to the bathroom, lock the door, call 911. He broke through the door. When police came, they found him in the bathroom with her. And from what reports I saw, he was shocked that she had survived, or she was awake after he had choked her out.
She also told police too that he had a manic episode and knew what was going on. He had been bipolar for all this time and has not been on his meds. So,
first of all,
if you recognize that, why are we in these relationships?
If you've got a mental health issue with bipolar and you're not on your meds, that's the time to not be talking to somebody. Period.
Yes. And that's somebody.
There's a reason that people have meds, and some meds you have to take.
You have to.
If you got high blood pressure and you're just kind of cutting out your cholesterol, sure, but not with bipolar. And so this guy wasn't put to jail. He got out on a $400,000 bail yesterday. He got released from the team today. My thing is, what's going to happen to him now? I'm hoping. And
they said charges were filed.
Charges were filed. He's facing.
He's got court.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's Can he, if I don't even know if another team would pick him up, he was a backup, who knows? I'm hoping no other team would pick him up after what has been seen and what's been done, but we know how the NFL is.
Tyreek Hill
and we know that he is of a privileged race, and we know sometimes they don't get the same consequences as others. I mean, like Adrian Peterson got 6 games for the child abuse. videos. Okay. So if this guy gets picked up and he's beat a woman to unconsciousness and choked her and wanted to strangle her, I feel like there needs to be, the NFL had a DAV policy that was put in place, I think, in 2014 or 15 after a string of DV incidents were happening. And is your game still on?
Yeah, they were showing us that last play because I missed it to see what it was. But I'm listening. I mean, talk to the audience. You don't talk to me. Listen, let me just tell you something really quickly about this situation. I really didn't want to get into this situation because it's a very traumatic situation. It adds to the trauma as Black women to see those pictures and to see that happened to her like that, with literal finger marks on her neck from him choking her out. And the story is just disgusting within itself. You do have athletes that do get chances as far as coming back, like a Tariq Hill, Ray Rice, all of these players that have done egregious things to women. This literally takes the cake. I've seen some tweets go out where people are saying maybe they need to throw a hate crime charge on it because she's a Black woman and all this kind of stuff. Either way it goes, it is unnecessary and egregious. You have medical problems. I don't know if it's CTE. I don't know if it's bipolar. I don't know if it's manic depression. To tell a woman to bow down and then you don't do it and to react that way, go get something to eat and come back while eating your meal and say, oh, I thought you were dead. Can't believe you're awake. Like, that stuff is crazy. And for everybody posting those photos do not help with some of us to see that, even though if some people need to see it to see the egregiousness of it, go right ahead. But it is very, very disturbing and very, very traumatic. And I'm just sick of this trauma that keeps going on repetitively within my community and seeing stuff like this. And the thing of it is NFL really needs to take action. They need to try to make this an example and go forward with all the examples of domestic violence, no matter the race of the woman, if it's a woman, man, whatever, something needs to change. Like, I'm just sick of this behavior. And I'm sick of the excuse of anything thrown at this guy that he's going to be now looked at as, oh, I plead insanity because I was this, that, and the other.
It's horrible. You know what you're capable of.
It's horrible. This man was 310 pounds to 145 pounds. He's 6'7". Are you kidding me right now? Like, the story, just looking at it today made me throw up. Like, I was like, I don't need this today. Like, every day it's something. And I just did not need this today. And it's just unfortunate and sad that we have to
well, and what's also unfortunate too is that this wasn't the first time. You never get caught on your first time. You never get caught on the first time. So, and from what I've heard from people in Seattle is that he's had this issue with some other people in his life before, but we've never heard about it. It hasn't been out there.
Of course. And then, of course, as soon as the police arrive, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm on the apology tour. I didn't hear. I'm so sorry. So there you go on this apology tour. 6'7", 300 pounds. Yeah. Like, that's horrific. Like, it's just bad. And I wanted to flash
this because here's the deal. My issue that I have with domestic violence, and I understand there's always situations where you don't feel comfortable with coming out at first, but we see what happens if you stay in a relationship that's not well. If you stay in a relationship that's not good for you. You need to get out. You need to get help.
It's easier said than done. There's a lot, but there's a great hotline number that you have here posted, and I love it. But women just have to, I don't know what you can do. I don't know what they need to do, but it's disgusting. I think men just need to check in mentally. A lot of them, they need to really check in and get some help. Yeah.
They're dealing with their own demons as well, but they need to deal with that somewhere else. You can't bring that home.
No,
if you're having frustration somewhere else, you can't bring that home and put that on someone that you're supposedly loving or love because that's your relationship.
You cannot. And it is a pattern behavior, to Les's point. And Mel, you are absolutely 100% right on that. You cannot do
I've
that.
had to see these a lot in my previous work and stuff. And it's,
and this is
something that I personally, I understand there's a lot of, I've never, for me personally, if you ever try to lay a hand on me, I'm done. Like,
I think I'd be in prison, Melissa. That's the thing. Just to get my bail money together. That's all I got to say.
I got you. Like, that's it. I got your attorney, whatever else you need. Like,
it's
that's
either bail money or I have a goon squad come, whichever one's. I have a team.
Either that or we both going down. That's all. You know what I mean?
Like, it's like one of us ain't making it out. Or neither one of us are going to make it out. Somebody's not making it out. But it's just, if you can try to recognize, sometimes it just comes from left field for women. They're like, it'd be years they'd be with somebody and it just comes out of nowhere. At that moment, you just got to walk away.
Well,
and it's going to happen again.
I also want to play devil's advocate because there have been some women that have made false accusations.
Oh yeah,
and have been caught up for that. So I also think I know that it's a hard issue for them because they also feel like, well, if I say something, they're going to think I'm lying because blah, blah. But here's the deal: you just got to do it. And the women that are doing these fake allegations to get them in trouble, to get your kids. I mean, when I worked for CPS, when it came down to if you're filing for custody of your child, 9 times out of 10, the mom's reporting a case against the dad for abusing the child because they're in custody court.
Yeah.
Like they always trying to use something for something else. You cannot lie about allegations in regards to domestic violence.
No, you cannot. But this is not a lie in this situation. This is
the
absolute truth of what this happened. This is
I was just trying to play devil's advocate because there are some times where we do see those situations.
Yeah.
But this one, he honestly, I feel like they just need to let him loose to the wolves. Let him get attacked like that. I would love to, I mean, I feel like, eye for an eye. Like, go ahead, take him down. Really,
just do the necessary things you need to press charges and lock this guy up. Like, just follow the laws and do something.
Yeah.
Do something. Like, I just can't.
Yeah,
it is easier said than done. Yeah. It's a bad precarious situation. I've had relatives that have been in domestic situations, and it's very hard. Yeah. So I understand that side of it. That's why you just don't know what you would do.
Right.
And the thing of it is I'm saying to everyone, get yourself mentally checked out. I don't care if you feel like you're okay. Just go check in. If it's a once a month thing, whatever, just talk to somebody. Get some help. Like, and with COVID and everything else, I feel like everybody across the board needs to check in with somebody. Just check in, because we're in this time right now, and it's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy time. Get the help you need.
That's the thing is, and be there for your friends. I have friends that have dealt with those situations, and unfortunately some that have continued to go back to that relationship, whether it's bad advice or good advice. It's a hard time.
It's a slippery slope.
I can only pray for every woman out there that has to go through that they find the courage to get up and do something. And I know sometimes it's not easy because you can't just walk out. You have nowhere to stay. You have nowhere to go. You have no family. You have whatever. I don't know what it is. There's a bunch of.
It's a mind manipulation too, because the man or the spouse is manipulating, saying no one's going to help you. No one's going to protect you. No one's going to do. No, you need me. Like, it's those buzzwords, those power words that they just sticks with them, and they just get locked into it, and it's just unfortunate. Yeah, but I'm glad you put this number up. That's great. Because
I wanted to make sure that people out there know. I mean,
and that goes for men too. Men
and if you can't use it, pass it on.
Well. Like, and it goes for our men too. Men can be victims of domestic violence as well. Yes, so,
and just so people know, domestic violence is not just physical abuse; it's emotional abuse.
It's verbal
abuse. So it's not just someone laying hands on you.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Yeah. True that.
Okay. I feel like
I just pray for her and her family, and that she can get away from that situation. And I hope that the necessary things are going to happen. And Seahawks doing the immediate release. He was a free agent anyway, so I feel like they was going to play him anyway.
He's gone, and I'm curious, and that's why I'm saying I would be curious to see who even picks him up at this point. Plus he could be in jail. He could be in jail.
Like I said, these players do these things, and they get a pass, and they go back into the league. And I'm just curious to see. You're saying that the NFL is putting policies in place regarding domestic violence. Let this be the example.
Here's the thing, too, though, is that during a lot of these other cases, I mean, there was like the Ray Rice, Roy McDonald, there was even Ezekiel, all these players that had those issues. The charges were dropped, or that the woman usually would not testify. So I think it comes hand in hand, and that if you're in this situation, like, you have to speak up, because if you don't, they don't get the consequences.
Yeah, they do. And the thing of it is it's a payout usually, or something of a settlement of some sort to come to agreement. So it doesn't. Yeah. And that's sad.
And that's unfortunate, because you're basically using your power to be able to do what you
basically have given them a pass, and that's it gives them the excuse to do it again to the next person. Like, it's bad. Like, they need to be definitely some consequences to the actions.
So I'm hoping this woman does hopefully do what she can to testify. I hope this piece of scum, Chad, ends up in jail.
It was just disgusting. I was just like, to hear that and then read the description of all of it going, it just made me sick to my stomach. I just
don't want it to be forgotten about and souped under the rug. And then
I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be, because again, there's more deeper issues with this whole story. There's a lot of things that people are talking about with it. So hopefully it'll come into some other fruition too with this story. But man, what a scumbag! What a scumbag!
Completely. Yeah. All right, well, let's change topics a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for joining on that conversation, Clay. I think it's important. So if nothing else, take the number down, give it to a friend or anyone that you think is going through something. If you can't personally use it, share it with somebody else.
Absolutely.
Okay. So All-Star game for basketball was canceled, but they are working on trying to, make it, because usually it's around Valentine's Day. It's usually in the middle of February. It's not happening in February. They're thinking maybe March in Atlanta, and we already know what Atlanta's doing already as far as they don't have COVID there. So can you imagine what All-Star Weekend in Atlanta is going to be like?
I don't even want to imagine, to be honest with you.
I hope they get that vaccine out to everybody in Atlanta then, because that's a lot.
Again, it's wild. That's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot. What's your thoughts on this possible Lonzo Ball trade?
I saw it today. They showed a possibility of different teams and different players, like Golden State was mentioned. I can't remember the other two teams, but
are people still?
I mean, if you get him, that's a bill. I feel like we've been sold a bill of goods with Lonzo. I don't see it with him. So, I mean, he's not productive. He's not. He wasn't a shooter. They say, who was a guru? Told me, no, he's a facilitator down. No, he's terrible. Like, he does not shoot the ball. He could be right there in the low post and he still won't take a shot. Why? And so to get him, and then you get two other players and you get another round draft pick or whatever the case may be in these scenarios that they're playing out. I don't know I don't see the result of it. I just don't see what it brings for having Lonzo come to a team. Maybe it could develop him more. I don't know. I know the dad was kind of complaining more so about Melo not getting enough playing time minutes because he had too many turnovers. Well, you're a rookie, and sometimes they do a little hazing and punishment. So if you're turning over the ball, guess what? We're gonna condition you where you won't turn over the ball so you can get playing time minutes so you can do better. That's the whole mantra. And how dare you try to go after a Michael Jordan owned team? You better not try to come for MJ, because that's gonna be an issue with itself. So you need to keep your mouth shut. You don't want that. You don't, and you need to keep your mouth shut is the way I see it.
You think he doesn't keep his mouth shut? I mean, really?
But he needs to. This is MJ territory now. Now you're treading on thin ice. Now you're treading. You already waiting at the car for Magic. Don't try this with MJ. That's a whole different scenario. Like, we don't want both your boys out of the league. Be happy you got both of them to take care of you and your wife. I mean, they'll take probably care of moms, and they will. Yes, I'm very hard on Lonzo. Lonzo, you know it. You know this. Yeah. I mean, if you're not watching basketball, you know. Yeah, Melo is balling. He's had turnovers, and they cut his playing minutes, and it's unfortunate. But he'll get his playing time back when he's conditioned to know not to turn the ball over. Right. It's all part of conditioning and making you a better player. I don't have a problem with that. But his dad, unfortunately, did. Just don't come for MJ. That's all I got to say.
We're going to move this forward a little bit to the WNBA because we are going to be getting out of here in a few minutes. But free agency is Monday. There's been a lot of moves already. Candace Parker, 13 years in LA, is heading back to Chicago. I know there were a couple people that had some words for the LA Sparks for not being able to retain her, but we don't know if it was just a Sparks not being able to meet. It's her home. Maybe she wants to go play with her family, friends, and a career.
We know what it is. She probably play 2 more seasons in Chicago or 1 more season, and that's it.
Yeah, but listen, Chicago's going to be kind of a beast this year.
They're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Vandersloot, Quigley, Diamond to Shields. It might be a little bit nasty.
It's going to be.
And for all our Las Vegas Aces fans, our girl Kayla McBride is going to the Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the deal. I think we felt that something had to happen with the team from last year to this year. And I feel like that's good for her. I think she can excel there probably a lot more than she was doing here. I don't know if maybe it was just her and Bill or her and, just position wise, but I'm happy for her. And I hope that she gets
too. I think this is great. I think this is the move it needed to play because she was kind of silenced being on that squad, being like the number 3 or coming off the bench. Like, it just wasn't, it's fine. Yeah. I wish her the best. I mean, she'll always be an ace in my eyes. For sure.
And she's been with the organization when they were the Stars. This is where she started.
Yeah, right.
She started San Antonio Stars,
exactly.
The Aces. So it's her first. And she said, And her quote was, "I can't effing wait." Like she's ready.
I think she'll get more playing time, and who knows, she'll be one of the starters, and I think she'll ball out, and I think it'll be good for her. They need it.
I think so too. Also, the USA women's national team is going to start training. They have their first training camp February 4th through 7th. So you're going to see Asia Wilson there, Brianna Stewart, Brittany Griner. I know Kelsey Plum, this is going to be her first time back in action since she got injured. So that'll be
I can't wait for that too.
There's a whole handful of players that have opted not to come yet because of health reasons. So that's going to be interesting. But they Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, they're still able to be qualified for the USA Olympics because supposedly we don't know for sure if it'll go down, but Tokyo 2021 is now
Nate Robinson's playing on the men's, right? Didn't he sign to say he's going to do men's USA?
Know.
Yeah, I think he posted that on his Instagram that he's going to do it.
Yeah,
should be interesting.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to see Dawn Staley, coaching for them again. So
that'll be good. Let me say real quick in WNBA news too. Asia Durr, like I don't know if you saw her interview, but again, we must pray for Asia. She's got to come back and play with this Liberty team. She's got to get back into the league. I can't believe that COVID knocked her down that tough where she even
how bad was
30
I know you
plus pounds. And she said, even for her energy, it's hard for her to even go to the grocery store is a task just to get up. Like this is the result of her COVID.
How young? She's so young.
She's young. And this is a COVID hit her in June. She didn't get to play for last season. She didn't get to play on her foreign overseas contract. She wants to get back into the league, but the energy is just, she's building back up like slowly. And it's taken some time. And I just, man, Asia Durr is that COVID is real, you guys. And no matter your athleticism, no matter what you got going, it hits everyone differently. And just keep in mind, just because it didn't hit you a certain way doesn't mean in the future it's not going to hit you another way.
Like the ESPN reporter too that passed from COVID.
Oh, Sekou. Shout out to my boy Daniel, who went to J State with Sekou. Sekou was at his wedding and was a really dear friend to him. And he was just a great reporter for the Indianapolis Pacers when he started out, and friends with all these colleagues in sports media. Sekou was young. Like, it's real, you guys. Like, I need people to take it seriously. They're asking people now to double mask. I've been doing that right out the gate since the get-go.
I always see you with the double mask.
Too. I don't know why this is some new revelation. We got a double. Yeah, you think?
But that doesn't mean to wear 10 masks, okay?
No, just the filter and then the cover.
Well, some people are going to take it to the extreme and be having 6 masks on at the same time. Like, you can't breathe.
Hey, good luck with that. If that helps you, I mean, do what you got to do. Just don't bring it to me. That's all I ask. Mask up, wash your hands, take care of yourself, socially distant. I think that's key.
Right.
Just do what you have to do so we can get over this hump, because it's not going to go anywhere if we just keep being reckless with this.
And speaking of, in COVID, the Golden Knights coaching staff was all.
Oh yeah, and they lost the game too, so they didn't have a head coach. They had to have the GM come in. They had to have the Silver Knights coaching staff come in.
Right.
And we lost.
But they had a good comeback in the third period. But yeah, you lose in a shutout. I mean, and they had their practice facility was closed today. They're supposed to be able to. Who knows? It's going around. It's not getting better.
It's not just
because people are getting vaccinated doesn't mean that you're good to go.
Yeah, all it does is lower your risk. All it does is lower the risk. And then there's this
time
new
before
mutated strain.
Like they tell you that you get your first shot doesn't mean you're immune. You got to wait till you get both shots.
And you still got to mask up. You still got to mask up. You're still just lowering a risk. It's just a lower percentage, you guys. It's just a lower percentage. I'm for it. So you probably see me post with the thing, but it's just lowering your risk. Do the right thing is all I got to say. Just do the right thing. Be smart. You're adults. You should be smart enough to know better. So do better.
Do better.
Do better.
And before we get out of here, because we do, like I said, we are going to be on somebody else's podcast this evening or later tonight. So we got to get out of here. But we have a girl power moment, of course, Jennifer King, promoted to full-time NFL running backs coach for the Washington football team.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm happy for her. I mean,
that's great. I think that's an awesome accomplishment.
No more interns, no more assistants. She's a full-time NFL running backs coach. So
I love it.
Break them barriers. And
glass ceilings are trying to shatter. Let's keep shattering those glass ceilings. Let's go. Let's have that inclusion of everyone.
Hey, we thank everybody for coming on the show, for joining the chat, for being here. Shout out to Matt and Nikki for jumping on each.
Hey, I thought that was dope.
I'm gonna go back on YouTube and look for that. That's hilarious. But it was great. We had a great show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys in February. I can't believe it's already February. I feel like it's always such a long month, and next week we're back. So we'll see y'all next week, and stay safe.
Thank you so much for joining the chat. I appreciate everyone tapping in.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you later.
All right. We out.
Bye.